For me, one of the first few sunscreens I actually enjoyed using was the Pink Dot and Key Watermelon Cooling Sunscreen as a combination sensitive skin girly who used to get acne during the summers. Back then, I wasn't deeply analyzing the ingredient list or the UV filter systems. I just remember applying it and thinking, at last, a sunscreen that doesn't feel heavy, greasy, or suffocating in this humidity. You too can relate if you live in an intense humid climate. This is one of the last tubes that I have left. But something interesting happened recently. I was wondering why Dot and Key hasn't launched new gen sunscreen. Most other brands have, right? And lo and behold, Dot and Key launched a new pink sunscreen, the Dragon Fruit Bound Sunscreen, and this one claims to use new gen UV filters, which immediately made me curious. You know how obsessed I am with reviewing new gen filter sunscreens. The actual reason being that some sunscreens go viral because of the texture, some go viral because of the marketing and packaging, and some go viral because everyone suddenly starts recommending them and talking about them. Right now, these two sunscreens from the same brand is everywhere. So today we are going to review the Dot and Key Dragon Fruit Bound Sunscreen against the famous Dot and Key Watermelon Cooling Sunscreen. Along with a live wear test of the Dragon Fruit Sunscreen will be attached at the end of this video. Now let's see what both claim. Both claim an SPF of 50+, PA4+, in vivo tested, lightweight gel texture, no white cast, oily skin friendly. But that's not what actually matters, right? We're going to check the UV filter system and see whether it's strong. Is the new formulation effective? Is this suitable for oily combination skin? Are there any hidden irritants or endocrine disruptors? And which one actually makes more sense for the Indian weather? Hey guys, for those of you who are new here, I'm Varsha. If honest ingredient reviews interest you, please hit the subscribe button. In today's video, we are reviewing the Dot and Key Dragon Fruit Bound Sunscreen with an SPF of 50, PA4+, and comparing it with the cult favorite Dot and Key Watermelon Cooling Sunscreen. You can see the manner in which I review my sunscreens pinned on the side. If you'd like to skip any section, you will find timestamps that will be attached to the description below. Let's begin with the new launch. First, let's see the texture. You can see that it's a fluid sunscreen. Okay. Yeah, so it's like a fluid gel emulsion. Okay, and it's milky, and you can see it's a cushion-like texture, and it easily spreads. Let's see the absorption, and it does get absorbed fast. Now let's apply this onto my skin. We will do a comparison. So I will apply the watermelon sunscreen on one side and I'll be applying the Dot and Key Dragon Fruit sunscreen on the other side. I will attach the temperature and I will start a blending timer for each. First, the watermelon cooling sunscreen. So you people know that this is not a completely fluid sunscreen. The coolness that this gives is unmatched. This is the cult favorite. So this gets absorbed really fast and you can't see any white cast, right? There's no white cast. Okay, now let me apply the dragon fruit one on this side. Yeah. So Can you see any difference between both sides? I can't. Okay. So I think blendability wise and even the application wise, both are really good. The real logic of a sunscreen lies in its UV filter system. So let's dive into the UV filter system. The dragon fruit bound sunscreen uses a modern multi-filter UV system. These include Uvinul A+, a very strong UVA filter, especially effective for UVA1 protection, which is responsible for pigmentation, photoaging and deeper skin damage. It also has Uvinul T150, one of the strongest UVB filters available. It provides extremely high UVB protection, and it means that it protects against sunburn damage. Now you can see Tinosorb S, a broad spectrum filter for UVA and UVB. Then comes Tinosorb M, a hybrid organic plus inorganic filter for UVA1 coverage. This also enhances the stability of the entire system. And one important filter is Mexoryl SX. This is another stable UVA filter which is widely used in advanced sunscreen systems. Also you can see Ensulazole, phenylbenzimidazole sulfonic acid, a water-soluble UVB filter often used to strengthen the UVB coverage. So the filter system verdict is this is actually a very strong UV architecture. Why? Because it provides broad spectrum UVB protection, strong UVA1 coverage, high photo stability and having multiple filters overlapping, meaning there are no UVA gaps in the system. From a formulation standpoint, this is far stronger than the traditional avobenzone based systems. Now let's examine the supporting formulation. There are humectants like propanediol, butylene glycol, glycerin, sodium hyaluronate, hyaluronic acid cross polymer which prevent dehydration under the sunscreen film. This formula also includes ingredients for skin repair plus barrier support like ceramides, cholesterol, hydrogenated lecithin which mimic the natural lipid barrier of the skin. This is excellent for maintaining barrier integrity under the UV exposure. We can also see some skin treatment ingredients like niacinamide for oil control, ectoin for protecting cells against the UV stress and preventing from environmental damage. We can see panthenol for soothing and barrier repair. Now, we all know that Dot and Key loves to add flavors into everything. Though it's at a very low level, towards the bottom of the list, we can see dragon fruit extract. This functions primarily as an antioxidant, helping to neutralize the free radical damage caused by UV exposure. Next, let's check for endocrine disruptor red flags. This has no parabens, no triclosan, no oxybenzone, no phthalate indicators like the fragrance or perfume that has been listed, which is actually great. Now, let's briefly compare this with the watermelon cooling sunscreen, which is a cult favorite of many people including the old me. The old sunscreen used a mix of old-gen filters like octinoxate, avobenzone, oxybenzone and titanium dioxide as the UV filters. It also had a set of new-gen filters like Tinosorb M and Uvinul A. This had glycerin, sodium hyaluronate for the hydration, aloe vera and watermelon fruit extract which offers the cooling sensation, along with cornstarch which helps to control the oil. But this has isopropyl myristate which is a penetration enhancer and also has a high comedogenic rating, meaning it may clog pores and trigger acne in acne-prone skin, though it hasn't irritated my skin much. This is the reason why many people with acne-prone skin might have not actually liked this. So, structurally, the watermelon sunscreen was designed as a simpler, oil control focused sunscreen. But the dragon fruit version adds extra skin treatment ingredients like the ectoin, ceramides, and this also has peptides in it. The dragon fruit sunscreen is focused on sun protection, barrier repair, antioxidant support also. So the dragon fruit version is actually like a more advanced formulation which is like a cocktail of all the other Dot and Key sunscreens but in a new-gen UV filter system. Moving on to who should use this. Oily skin people, I think this is very much suitable. This is actually a very lightweight fluid texture which does balance your oil. But I would suggest you not to layer many products underneath this. Combination skin people, it works really well. I've used it for almost a week now. You may skip your moisturizer. If you're in a humid climate like me, I would ask you to skip it. But you can use a moisturizer if you're using it during the winters. Now for acne prone skin people, I had used it last week when I had a little bit of acne. I would say that it was safe. It does not, irritate or aggravate my acne. Since there are no occlusives out, no pore clogging ingredients, I think you can go ahead with this. Dry skin people, I think you might need to apply a moisturizer before this. This, I think, is a sunscreen that can claim to be safe for all skin types. Let's do the blotting paper test. So I think I sweat on both sides. Yeah, right. So this side I had applied the watermelon sunscreen, and this side I had applied the dragon fruit sunscreen. I don't think both of them had much oil. Like, it's very negligible. You can't see much. Okay, so I think oil control wise, both are great. Now, moving on to the Skinlock Home's approval. First, let's verify the claims. UV protection, strong. Modern multi-filter photostable system. Texture, lightweight. This has a gel emulsion system that is suitable for humid climates. Endocrine disruptor risk, almost nil. No oxybenzone, no triclosan, no parabens or fragrance that has been listed. Barrier support, excellent. Ceramides, ectoins, niacinamide and also peptides. White cast, nil. So the final conclusion is that this Dot and Key Dragon Fruit Bound Sunscreen is worth considering in your sunscreen list. Yes, I would definitely prefer it over the Watermelon Cooling Sunscreen, which has a majority of Olgin filters. Compared to the Watermelon Cooling Sunscreen, I did feel that this has less of a cooling effect, but it actually has more advanced formulation. The UV filter system is modern and photostable, and the base formulation contains a lot of barrier supporting and anti-aging ingredients. The texture is clearly designed for humid Indian weather too. So if you like the watermelon sunscreen, there's a really good chance that you may like this and go for this one. I would say just remember to apply enough sunscreen, reapply if needed, because I had sweat a lot when I applied this and I had to reapply it. And let the sunscreen do its job. If you enjoy science-based skincare breakdowns, do consider subscribing. Until the next review, take care. Bye-bye. Okay, so I'm heading out and you people had asked me to try this. So one of my materialistic dreams is coming true. I'm going to collect my scooty. So before going for that, I thought I'd wear this and we'll do a wear test today. Okay, so let's give it a good shake. And I don't have anything on my skin. You can see all the scars and everything. Okay, yeah. So I put on my vitamin C serum, nothing else. Okay. So I think the consistency is very similar to that of the Pilgrim Brightening Serum Sunscreen, and it is soothing on skin. I don't feel any fragrance there. It's moisturizing enough. I don't think you will need a moisturizer underneath this. Maybe yeah, I think dry skin people might need it. People who are using retinol and all, who have a really dry skin, might need a moisturizer. Yeah, so let's go. Also, let it be either. Okay. So I'll show you the time now. So the time now is 10:21, and I'm filming this on 27th of March. Okay. So I think it's going to take almost about 2 to 3 hours. I think they were telling that there was a little bit waiting time for the delivery. So yeah, by the time I return, I'll show you the time now, and you can judge whether I stand or not. Okay. Okay, guys. So I'm outside now. The time now is 12:27. If you can see it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So the time now is 12:27. Okay. I think you can't see it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So like I don't think you can see it now. Okay. So the UV index now is 10.8. I think you can't see it here. Yeah. Okay. So that you can see the UV index is high. Okay, and the temperature, and it's almost 12:30. Okay, so we'll see whether I'm tanning or not. I'll come to pick up my. Okay, guys, I just reached back. What do you think? Did I tan? The time now is 1:31. If you can see, yeah, 32. Okay, so I don't think I've tanned. Do you think I've tanned? I don't think so.